Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 extra part. In this, I'm going to be showing off some cheat codes, some extra game modes, and all that great stuff, so let's just get right into it. Now, right away from the menu here, we can select two-player versus. We have a few zones to pick from here: Emerald Hill, Mystic Cave, Casino Night, and the special stage. I'm going to be going with Emerald Hill. And this is a mode where you have split screen, first player is controlling Sonic, second one's controlling Tails, and you're competing to make it to the end of the stage first. A couple of unique things: there's a unique music track for every level. I don't think the special stage has one, but it's kind of neat how you get this. And this is some of the missing tracks that were there in the credits theme that we didn't quite hear before. Also, every monitor in this is actually a different item. It's randomized completely. And there are even some unique items, such as the swap position, where the first and second players swap their positions, as you'd expect. So that can be very fun. Yeah, other than that, you're just racing to the end. And it does kind of make the whole picture look a lot worse being a split screen, but not much else you could do. I mean, this is passable for the time. As soon as one player wins, timer is placed on the second one, and you just kind of carry on from there. Not much else to say about this mode. Moving on, if we go further down from two-player versus, we have the options screen here, where we can actually select whether we're playing as Sonic and Tails, Sonic alone, or Tails alone. I think I showed this off in the first part, but here we have playing as Tails alone. There's not much else different about Tails aside from his own sprite, and a few other things I'll get into in a moment. Tails here unfortunately can't fly like he can in later games, and like his return animation would suggest. But at the very least, he does have some unique animations, like how he uses his tails as a propeller when he's running. That was me getting rid of the shield on purpose for the sake of the video. But just like Sonic, you go through all the levels normally, you fight all the bosses same as you do before, and as I will show off in a bit here, sorry this is all post-commentary, you can go to special stages once you collect 50 rings, just like with Sonic. And doing the special stages, either with Tails alone or with Sonic alone, is a lot easier than trying to do it with two characters. But it functions exactly the same, and kind of a neat detail is after you get the Chaos Emerald, as I'll show here. I only did the first one with Tails though. It does say Tails got a Chaos Emerald, and you get your Tails rings, and just everything is aesthetically changed to fit Tails. Lastly, this is the end of the game. I just beat it with Tails, and I kind of glitched out the sprites of this bit where you're supposed to run away, but as this happens, well, I guess they just didn't expect you to play this for your first time as Tails alone, because you know that whole cutscene where Tails sees the Death Egg exploding and he goes to rescue Sonic? They didn't create an equivalent with Sonic there, so it's just Tails falling for a while. I appreciate that they kept the music timing, accurate. It's very well timed, it's very nice for the moment, but it's just us looking at Tails falling for a while. And as we watch this character fall for, a good long moment here, we suddenly realize, oh wait, Tails can fly. How is this an issue at all? But of course, eventually, as was the case in the Sonic and Tails playthrough, or if you're playing a Sonic alone, your partner character will come through with the tornado. So it's still a decent ending, but again, Tails can fly, and you're just hanging on that screen for quite a moment. I do like how they actually did change a couple of things with this ending, I think these chickens are new. Also, in this last moment here, as Tails jumps up to the screen, he gets a unique sprite, so they at least went through the effort of doing that. On this option screen, we also can change what the versus mode item is, from just all kinds of items to specifically, and this is the only other option, is the swap teleport. The one other thing here on this menu is the sound test mode. Now this was scrapped from the first Sonic the Hedgehog game, but this sound test mode is incredibly important as, well, typing in a certain number of sounds will actually be a cheat code of sorts. And you can cycle through these quickly using the A button, you play the sound using the C button, but if we go ahead and play the sound 19, then we go ahead and play 65, and we can cycle through, and there are letters in addition to numbers, so it's quite a big list. And we play just 9, and then 17. You will hear that ring chime, and that means we did the code right. If you didn't hear the ring chime, you'll have to do it again. But now, as we go back to the menu, I believe we have to hold A as we hit start to start the game. And upon doing so, instead of just starting the game from Emerald Hill like normal, we're taken to a level select. Here we can select not only the zone we want to go to, but the specific act. We also have another sound test menu here, which that is also important, because in this sound test menu over here, we can type in code. So if we go ahead and type sound effect 4, then sound effect 1, 2, and lastly sound effect 6, we hear that sound effect. I'm saying sound effect a lot, but we hear that sound, that chime, that tells us we did the code right. So I'm just going to head into Casino Night Zone now, and we'll show it off. So I should go ahead and explain, this is what you unlock normally by getting all the Chaos Emeralds, but I've never been able to do that, so I just usually use the code. Once you collect 50 rings and you have all the Chaos Emeralds, if you just jump, you turn into Super Sonic, and this was a really bad place to do it. But yes, you're actually given some kind of gameplay reward for getting all the Chaos Emeralds. I suppose that's a bit of an incentive to go after them, but I'm just not too good at those special stages is all. But Super Sonic here is great. Not only is Super Sonic completely invincible, not only does he have a unique sprite, but he also moves much faster and he jumps much higher. You can still drown and you can still be crushed to death. Also, bottomless pits are still a thing. But, you know, you are a lot stronger than you were before, so maybe it's worth going after the Chaos Emeralds or just trying this code and having fun with it. If you want to just do this code start from the beginning, you could have a whole playthrough with Super Sonic. That's always an option. And yeah, I really got stuck here. Maybe Casino Night Zone wasn't the best one to do. But anyway, moving on. One other code you can type in here at the sound test menu is the debug mode, where you have to type 1, then 9, 9 again, now 2, 1, 1, 2, 4. We hear that ring chime again. Now if we go ahead and enter any stage, and I believe we have to hold A as we hit start, we are now in debug mode. Just like the first Sonic the Hedgehog, there's no timer, there's no score, but we can now place items all over the place. And so if you combine this with the Super Sonic cheat code you just did, you now can just place rings as much as you like, and then collect them, and you will just be able to turn into Super Sonic at any point in the game, including here at Death Egg. So, we're about to make this boss fight with Silver Sonic a complete joke. Super Sonic, did I say Super Sonic? I meant Silver Sonic. This is all one take, and it's a 15-minute session, so I apologize for any mistakes. But yeah, Silver Sonic is way weaker now. He's still taller, though. It's kind of interesting. And as we chase Robotnik, he's still faster. It's amazing how much they adjust his speed like that. But now, we get to see kind of the quote-unquote good ending, or plus ending? I don't know. This is the ending you get if you actually 100% complete the game. You get all the Chaos Emeralds, or if you just use the cheat code I've been using. As you escape the Death Egg, the same cutscene plays like before. Assuming, of course, you were playing as Sonic. And then here, as the ending comes up, well, Super Sonic just flies. He doesn't need Tails' help at all. It's kind of, well, lackluster, you know? The original ending is so much better. Add this to the list of reasons why you should not go after 100% in your initial playthrough. Not only do you have to backtrack for rings and checkpoints, not only are the special stages super hard, but the ending just isn't as nice. You do get this little sprite here as Super Sonic flying towards the camera, which is kind of neat. One other thing I wanted to show off was, is there Super Tails? You can collect with the Chaos Emeralds with Tails alone, but no, we cannot go Super. But what you can do is this glitch. This is a full-on, like, exploit not meant to be in the game. If you activate debug mode while playing as Sonic and Tails, and you have the Super Sonic code activated, go ahead and just place a monitor anywhere you like. It's the second item in the rotation. And you'll notice there'll be a swap monitor when you are Super Sonic. So now just go ahead and activate it. And now Tails is super, kinda. He just really is invincible. But he is essentially Super Tails. As you can see, Sonic is no longer Super Sonic. He kind of loses that effect, even though he maintains the sprite for a bit. But yeah, now Tails is much faster than Sonic, which is AI tries to stay behind him, which is kind of funny. I forgot I was in debug mode at this point. I really should have just got myself a bunch of rings and turned super so he could have been at the same speed. But I do eventually collect 50 rings here, so it's all good. But it is kind of neat that Tails is able to go super in some form, even if it is a glitch that wasn't originally intended. But yeah, now we're just two super animals running through. And it would be nice if Super Tails was referenced in some way from that point. Now this next thing I'd like to show off, just go ahead and type in the debug menu, but instead of holding A, hold C when you start a level. And now instead of being in debug mode, you will have this weird dark mode. For some reason, there's just a dark filter over everything, except some particular sprites are normal, or they look very bright in this case. It's a very strange mode. It goes away as soon as you beat a single act, or if you die, so it's not like you can play through the whole game in a row like this, but it's kind of neat seeing what some zones look like in this, as it's dubbed, night mode, even though it doesn't quite look like night all the time. And some zones already are at night, for that matter. But Aquatic Ruin Zone here, it does kind of look like night when you look at it a certain way. One thing I will show off here at the end of Aquatic Ruin Zone, which this worked out very coincidentally enough, I managed to collect enough rings here. If you turn into Supersonic right as you beat the stage, you will trap yourself in the corner. You don't need any debug mode or any other glitches or exploits to show this off, so it's a lot of fun, and you can do it pretty consistently. Just a neat little detail there. Next thing, if you go to debug mode, well, you do the debug cheat, but you don't activate debug mode. If you hit start, it'll pause the game, of course, but then if you hold B, you'll play in slow motion. It's very strange. The music is slow, you're slow. You have to hold B as you're doing this, by the way. If at any point you let go of B, then the game just stops, like so. So yeah, it's just kind of odd. I mean, maybe if you're not great at the fast-paced action of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, this is a way to practice, but it's just not as enjoyable. Also, in this debug-esque mode, if you hit start and hit A, you reset the game and go back to the title screen, so that's nice. Last thing I'd like to show off, this isn't a glitch or a cheat really, it's just if you go into the sound test and hit sound effect 7E here, so the second to last one, all of the sound will cut off. And this doesn't just apply to the sound effect menu or any of that. This applies to the game, period. You don't hear the Sega logo or the startup. You don't hear any music or even any sound effects for that matter. It's just completely silent. So hey, if your volume is broken on your TV and you don't want to unplug the audio, I guess this is an option. If for some reason, of course, you don't want to hear anything, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's kind of strange, but it's at least there, I suppose. There are a lot of other Sonic the Hedgehog 2 codes, glitches, and such that I didn't have the time to show off, so I highly recommend looking into it yourself. There's lots of great websites and community facts out there that will tell you all this stuff. So yeah, definitely make sure to go check it out at some point. Other than that, I don't have too much else to add. I had a lot of fun doing this. In fact, as soon as I finished this whole recording, I actually went back to my Sega Genesis copy of Sonic 2, and I just had fun with Super Sonic and Super Tails. I checked out some of the night versions of different stages, and just had a real fun time, so it's an absolute blast to go back to and do some extra stuff. Even if some of it is cheat codes that you gotta look up, even if some of it is just glitches that you don't really consider part of the game, it's still, honestly, a fun part. Other than that, we're about done with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. As for Sonic 2 8-bit, I will get to that game, I swear, but next month I have something special planned, so it certainly won't be then, and I do have to practice that game because I've never actually beaten it, so it'll certainly be some time before I actually get around to it. I hope you guys are patient with me in that manner. But, I don't have too much else to add. Yeah, I had a lot of fun recording this whole Let's Play, as a matter of fact, so thank you so much for watching it. If you have any feedback, let me know in the comments, and have yourself a very good day.